Today could be a very exciting day, by the way. We are only 9 subscribers away from 300 subs, which is super awesome. We've been pushing for 300 subs so hard over the last month, and we're nearly there. Today could be the day, maybe sometime this week, or then you know when I say this week, you know what I mean, like next week. But we are so very nearly there. The most subs we've ever had was 294, and that was like about 2 or 3 months ago, I guess. But yeah, we've really bounced back after traveling a bit and doing stuff here and there. But yeah, really pushing for 300. Today I'm casting GO4SC2, then later today on Fear Dragon's channel I'm going to be casting Ladder Heroes EU. So you guys can check that out. And yeah, Ladder Heroes EU. Then tomorrow I actually fly to Poland again. So this time tomorrow I'm just about going to be landing in Poland, hopefully, if nothing delays me this time around. So I'm going to be flying to Poland. I'm going to be casting on the ESL channel on Tuesday morning. I'm also going to be casting on my channel, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, Tuesday evening, Wednesday through the day and evening, and Thursday through the day and evening, before I then cast on ESL South Korean qualifiers for IEM on Friday and Saturday. And then it's Christmas, so that's what's going on. I'm busy. Obviously a couple of hotel casts, but this time I'll have my proper microphone, so it shouldn't be as bad quality. I also have backup streamers in case something goes horrendously wrong. So it should be all good. Lots of action coming up this week on the channel, and you can also catch me live casting IEM qualifiers all over the place as well. So that's what's going on. Nice little introduction. I probably could have done that in the last 20 minutes or so, rather than when we got in game. But let's introduce the players. The bottom left-hand side is our blue Zerg player, currently teamless. It's Namshar. His opponent to the upper right-hand side of the map, our red Terran player from Dead Pixels, is Clem. Former teammates, actually. Namshar obviously playing for Dead Pixels until he became teamless just recently. And I'm interested to see what Clem does here. I've been playing a little bit the last few days. You guys have been watching the stream. You'll have seen that, I'm sure. I've been playing a little bit the last few days, and, well, put it this way. I'm pretty shit against Zerg, and I really don't know what to do, and I think I've got a lot of issues, mechanical issues in the matchup, but I'm really interested to see what sort of build Clem goes for here, what sort of goal he's going to set up for himself, and what he's going to try and get done. As we are initially just going to see him moving in towards this starport, Hellion production, probably something along the lines of Hellion Banshee, a possibility. Obviously a medevac's a possibility as well here. We'll see over the next few moments as we do for now just see, well, Namshar, he's got link speed on the way, Pneumatized Carapace has been committed into as well. He's just getting up in towards his third queen now. That's the kind of sacrifice of Pneumatized, you get one less queen. And of course he can move in towards the third hatchery in the next 20 seconds or so would be kind of normal off the Pneumatized Carapace. You don't get it super duper fast because you don't pull out of gas as quickly, but you definitely still move in towards it fairly fast overall. As we do have these first couple of Mad Max Hellions rolling on through the center of the map and coming down towards the lower left. So I'm going to poke at the front, but not going to do too much right away. It's actually just going to be a medevac on the way, and already an armory. So a very fast little bit of a Hellbat attack here from Clem in the early stages of game at number 1, and it is only a best of 1, right? So winner of this goes on through to the next round. Just going to be seeing these two Hellions just going to be sat out front, just waiting for an opportunity to maybe do something else. More Hellions arriving, and how many is he going to pick up? He's just going to pick up the Marines. Okay, he's just waiting for that. Well, now I'm sure if that Pneumatized is going to come in here and he's going to put it to use. He's going to check. He sees no tech lab or anything on this. He already saw the medevac, and now he sees that armory as well. And so seeing that armory gives him all of the information he should need here for the foreseeable future. He knows that there's going to be some sort of Hellbat-based attack, and he has got the Bane Nest coming up to help with it. Spinecrawl and Natural, I mean, this attack is so early that we don't even have the third hatchery finished up just yet. Namshar is only on 4 queens, so queens alone are not going to be able to fight this. Ling's on the way out, but Namshar is about buying time right now. He needs to morph in some Banelings, and that's why he's got his Lings so far back, so the Banes will not be cancelled as they start to morph in. Full morph in right away here. Namshar's money for a little bit more. Medevac taking some shots here. Initiatives, the Queen's now starting to split up and do a little bit of something. Lings will run in, they get a good surround on a couple of these Hellbats as well. The Medevac gets targeted down once again, so once again fallen here. Now the Banes will start to make a big difference, helping out drastically with those Marines. And that's going to be Namshar pushing this back. I think Clem maybe didn't do too much, but at the same time he's been macroing behind it, right? Stimpak's on the way up, third CC is part of the wall off, and he's pretty much set up completely and fairly to go in towards his macro game at this stage. Reactor on this factory, maybe just to swap the barracks onto. And we'll see what he goes for the factory overall in the long term. Whether he's going to go reactor or tech lab, it is going to be tech lab. And siege tanks have been the way to play lately, especially with the hydralisks that we've been seeing time after time after time. Liberator also going to build away here, doesn't find a way to do too much just yet. And that'll be that for now. So Mucky in the chat, how you doing? A whole day's delay. Yeah, that was actually like, that was my flights to Poland last time, a whole day delay. And now my expert delay doesn't work at all, who knows what's going on. What's up, how you doing? What's up, Kuiper NZ as well? Coming in with some Wardy Hearts, also Kinsky 9001 coming in with some Wardy Hearts. What's up guys, how you guys doing? Thanks for dropping by today. Hope you're ready for a day of StarCraft. Like I say, we're casting Go4 now, we're going to be casting Ladder Heroes later. It's going to be a busy day for us as this Liberator trying to poke on an Overlord. Doesn't find any opens just yet, so Clem are going to end up just backing away with this Liberator up the left-hand side. Just waits to go from there. Stimpack on the way through as well, about 10 seconds away from completion or so. Marines actually going to come out and look for a, well, I thought they were going to go for the Overlord, but there's a lot of Lings here as well, which actually need dealing with. And you'll get the Overlord anyways. So Overlord goes down. I mean, as Stim is now finished, is that sort of stage of the game where pushing onto the map with some Stim Marines definitely can be quite successful. 1-1 on the way up, combat shields as well as starting. Third base is morphing into that orbital, getting ready to move out here. He already has the armory, so he can go straight into 2-2 whenever he needs it. And there is the 2 medevacs loading up of Marines to go across the map. To start getting some damage done, he's just going to morph these Hellions back into Hellion mode so they can come across the map nice and quickly as well, rather than in Hellbat mode, where obviously they are pretty slow and pretty take a long time to really get much damage done. Marines going to be unloading here, the Hellions just coming in towards Hellbats again, just looking to tank maybe a couple of units which maybe come in to defend this. One of the main aims of this little push forward should be a scan here to get rid of some of the creep. Well, kills off an Overseer, kind of nice as well. Gets the active tumors, that's energy which will be burnt on the Queens. One more active tumor to the left, and even these tumors back here. This will be something. He combos this with the Liberator coming in. Nice transfuse from Namshar though, from the Queens in the front to protect the Queen in the back. And that's very nice indeed. Banes do tank a couple of those Balin hits. Clem lifts up here. Namshar floating some money, but I imagine he's about to produce a whole bunch of Hydras. He's actually just making another round of drones here initially, as Clem will expand down towards the low ground now. And so taking the low ground expansion rather than the high ground up here. It's an interesting little kind of combination of how you can do things, as you're going to see those Marines unloading from the medevacs. And again, just stabbing and trying to do a little bit more. Some Lings taking some more damage, and as another scan comes down, a creep tumor picked off already. 2 creep tumors picked off up at the top side. And then still coming in from the right hand side. We're going to be seeing a Baneling connects on in and cleans up a little bit more once again. Clem's still being annoying though with these drops, and Namshar's still struggling in terms of money. I mean, he's just got so much in the bank. Almost as though he doesn't want to build Hydras like he's been saving up to do, it felt like. There we go, 9 of them now on the way. It did take a little while to get that going there. Team Medevacs coming down the right side, and now we're going to see those Marines just grabbing the Queen. Very nicely done. Again, just great control by Clem, keeping as many units alive for as long as possible. Obviously, he's been losing some units here and some units there, but in general, he's been doing a lot of damage for the units he loses out on. You know, grabbing a Queen there, for example, just making the most of the situation. And the Lings will force us away, and the Queen's actually maybe targeting the Medevac, as at the same time, he's also worrying about this little bit of a drop down here that gets shut down. Just as I start praising how much his drops are doing, he starts doing not so well with them. Cast a curse or what. Anyways, 2-2 has started up. I feel like that 2-2 is kind of late. I feel as though those 1-1's been done for a little while. And again, there was nothing to slow him down from going in towards 2-2. He's on a second factory, so 5 racks, 2 factories, 1 starport. Obviously, the Medevac count continues to rise as well. And, well, what is the goal here from Clem? Generally, you'd look to hit kind of a 2-2 attack timing, but how do you hit the 2-2 timing when your opponent's already going into adrenal glands and an ultra cavern? By the time your 2-2 is done, ultras are on the map, and then your timing just doesn't exist anymore. You even see Namshar building up into some Vipers here, which will allow him to deal with the siege tanks. So you actually see 2 extra factories from Clem. That's super interesting. So obviously he wants to go into a lot of tanks here over the next few moments. I love this little Sim City he's got set up to the left-hand side as well. Just walls off this mineral line from a lot of dangers. Makes it a lot more difficult to do something. Look at the usage of this little choke point here as well with those Marines. That was fabulously done. Just pulling into that choke and really making the Lings work for their money there. They had to pull back, and eventually the Banes arrive and push it away. And as we are going to be seeing another Viper on the way up, the Ultralisk on the way out as well. Still 2-2 melee upgrades coming through. The chitinous plating also coming up from Namshar at the moment. More units from Clem, just gathering up outside of the natural, between the natural and the third base. When does he go? I mean, I guess 2-2 will kick in. I guess he'll be able to hit a timing just before Chitinous here. It's not going to be by much, though. A couple of Hydras actually going to get rid of a Medivac, and this is going to be one very doomed drop. I mean, a handful of Marines managed to get away. Clem's sort of thinking which direction he wants to go in, actually. One thing that Namshar does have is a heck of a lot of creep out on the map. A lot of creep up this left-hand side, a lot of creep up the center. Scan comes down, and these Marines are going to be picking away at a few more of these creep teamers right here, so a couple of creep teamers getting picked off. Tank's going to unsiege again, and well, Namshar's his ultras are about to arrive. He does not want to engage right now. He wants to wait for more ultras to come out. The more ultras he has, the better. Obviously, Chitinous as well, 2-2. Everything's about to come in from Namshar. There's no reason for him to fight here. As we do see behind this, well, Clem's not even really setting up to deal with ultras. He doesn't have a Ghost Academy and Ghosts, or more commonly, of course, Liberators is what you would go for, and he does start Liberators now. Obviously, kind of very late into this, so Liberator's on the way, but it does mean that he's not really going to be able to attack here. And so we're going to be getting towards an even later stage of this game, number 1, this best of 1, between Clem and Namshar on the round of 64 of today's GO4SC2. Some more Banes coming down the south side of these Lings as well, Ultras as well gathering up, a few creep teams just pushing forwards. And these Marines are going to be, well, a few of them unloading over on this right hand side. A single Ling goes down. It's a nice abduct actually, though, a good way of dealing with that Medivac. I mean, it's just going to get rid of some presence on the map from the Terran player. It just allows us to be a little bit free, and of course, energy is just energy, and especially for Vipers, you can consume that energy back so quickly anyways. And obviously, it becomes a very powerful situation, as we're going to be seeing a couple of creep teams going down there with the scan. Vipers are arriving over to this side. And you're going to be seeing Ultras, Banes, Hydras. Well, still just chilling out. A couple of Queens starting to go down here. 1-2 Queens seeing a little bit of damage, pulling all the way back. I'm not sure if I like this from Namshar. He's just running into so many tanks. Finally, a Blinding Cloud comes down. Took a very long time, though. Oh, another Blinding Cloud. Now he forces those Marines into Banes. A couple of Libs coming in now. I feel as though Namshar lost a lot in this, though. The thing is, there's only Marines really left over, and so the Marines on their own are not going to do a great job against Ultras. I love this from Clem. What he's just done there is split a single Marine forwards just to keep track of where the army is headed, just so he knows where he should reposition his reinforcements to and where he should rotate his army to. Just if he doesn't see anything here, he knows to kind of pull over to the right-hand side instead. I love the investment into the sensor towers as well, by the way. Just 2 sensor towers set up, and he just has a very good idea of where the Zerg might be aiming to attack into or in from at any stage of the game. Well, now a Spire comes up as well, and that gives Namshar the opportunity to go in towards the Greater Spire, of course. So that's going to be what he's probably heading in towards here very soon, as he's consuming up some of these buildings. Just transforming the health of the buildings into the energy of the Vipers. He needs to make sure he doesn't kill any of these, though, especially as his 3-3 is still upgrading. Ghost Academy now on the way now from Clem as well. He will just look to play this super late game scenario. The battle against Creep is continuing as well, but very patient so far by Clem. He pulls a couple of Medivacs away over to the right-hand side. Namshar's pretty rich, though. 4.4k minerals in the bank, and 1,000 gas there as well. Obviously could do with a bit more gas. Wouldn't mind him seeing just saturating these extractors down to the south side already. Actually, just 9 drones went down. I'm not entirely sure what to, so apologies for missing that there. But, well, even still, 9 drones going down. Namshar's still at 79 workers. He's in a very comfortable state of this game. Well, Mobius Reactor on the way. The Ghost Switch is coming up as Clem. I think we'll kind of have some difficulty holding this 5th base. It's kind of out and around the corner, which really does make it kind of difficult to kind of protect compared to the 4th base, etc. This double drop coming in, trying to keep on denying this base down here. And, well, as the Banes come in, he's going to leave a few Marauders in the front to do some tank and at least find some value out of this drop. One of the Medivacs gets away as well, so not too bad. Again, just keeps the Zerg busy and gives Clem the chance to really establish this 5th base. You know, you give yourself the time to go in towards a planetary fortress here, and obviously a lot changes. And that's what we're starting to see. A planetary fortress starting to come on up. There's a couple of Liberators from Clem continuing up in the production tab. The lone Marauder that made it into the main, well, that's all it is, just one Marauder. It gets shut down now. The Medivac drop completely just dealt with here without really too much of an issue. Marines still pushing forwards, and some creep teamers continuing to go down. So still getting rid of a few of these here and there, and again, just going to be seeing the Liberators tanks just slowly pushing forwards down the chokier areas of this map. We're going to see a Queen or 2 going down. Obviously, at this stage, Queens are really useful in terms of helping keep Ultras alive. And so the last thing you want to do is throw a few high energy Queens away for nothing. Namshar with the Vipers. I mean, those tanks are very stacked up, and that will create an issue. He's right now just abducting the Liberators, though, to allow the Ultras to move in more easily. But there is a Blind Cloud on those tanks as well, and I think this becomes a very one-sided fight in favor of Namshar. You see Clem starting to step away, but he's not having the best of times so far. We'll just continue to chase up the right side, and well, Clem's going to find himself in a little bit of a choke point. With Ghost coming out, he might be able to hold on for now, but Clem is definitely starting to fall a little bit further behind. Those Vipers were so low in health, some of them. He probably could have got one or two if he was a little bit more committed to just kind of actually attacking with the bio as he retreated. Because the Vipers were right over the bio at points, but obviously it's so risky with those Ultras nearby as well. Clem will push this away, he sends a Liberator out to go and harass, but that's not going to last very long as the Hydra's just on the edge of creep, able to come in and reach that there. It's a nice little pick-off. Advanced Ballistics on the way as Clem continues to build up into the later stages of this game. +3 mech weapons about to finish. I mean, the Ghost can't continue to rise. It gets into a very difficult to deal with Terran army here. And it's actually interesting because Clem has, interestingly enough, kind of gotten through the more difficult stage of this game, I would say. I think he's definitely gone through the more difficult stage of this game. As crazy as that sounds, getting up to Liberator Ghost is a very difficult thing to do. And he isn't kind of mass Liberator Ghost just yet, but he's well on his way. And I think being able to survive to this point has a, you know, there's a lot to say about it. You're going to be seeing Corruptors flying in very quickly. The Vipers go down without doing anything. I mean, that's the sort of fight Clem wants. Marines to step away in towards the Liberator fire, where obviously the Ghosts may find themselves a moment to snipe once again. Liberator's now going down. The Ghosts peel away to the side, where hopefully their snipes are not going to be cancelled too heavily. Marines and Marauders still trying to kite as some Ghosts starting to go down. He cloaks up, but that loses some energy, which he doesn't necessarily have. The Planetary Fortress will fall. Marine Marauders still to the south side, fighting against these Ultras. I mean, the Ultras, there's not many of them left. Queen's to the top side again, and that's annihilated by extra reinforcements. The final Ultra will go down. Namshar retains some of his medevacs, but that really is about it for now, as this orbital will reposition here. I mean, well, Clem has a base to the top side too, so this was a big attack by Namshar that didn't do too much, but it did reset the tech of Clem quite heavily. Only 5 Ghosts on the map now. Every Liberator was cleaned out from that fight as well. Namshar has to use that bank of his to rebuild into now 6 more Ultras. +1 missiles and +1 flyer attack, both on the way as Namshar continues to set up here in this game. A lot of Lingbane gathering up on the south side of the map, and this Liberator again being caught. Clem is not having a lot of luck with this attempt to harass with Liberators here so far. Corruptor is able to pick that up, and very nicely done. +1 ship weapons on the way out as well now from Clem. He sets that up in the main base as just a few more Zerglings coming across the map, getting set up, ready to roll. Lingbane Ultra all around through the center here. Another scan just coming down. Waiting to see what's going to be happening. That's interesting, isn't it? This Tech Lab barracks is showing 2 Ghosts at once. Well, Clem, that's what I mean. I mean, now he's getting into a better and better army. You know, the Ghost count is there once again. The tanks are here. The Liberators are not. I'm not sure if that's just probably just a stylistic thing. Oh, that's nice. He's actually going to get the triple snipe off. No, the Lings actually protect. You're going to see the medevac loads up the 3 Ghosts, but goes down. Now, there's an attempt to be kind of cute here. As actually Ultras, they decimate this planetary to the top side. Well, good thing Clem has this base down to the south again. I mean, a single bunker here is not going to do a lot. The siege tank will help, though. And it will, for now, be enough to turn the Ultras away. So Namshar will not get a lot more done there. Meanwhile, Liberate across the map, those ranged libs means that the Corruptors actually have to go across and deal with that. And it does take some time. It takes a little while to walk over there and to really kind of commit to that, as you see. Well, Ghost setting up again. A couple of snipes come down. Ultra goes low, but doesn't actually go down. Marines and Marauders in the front, so I'll continue to pull back. Never Liberator sieges, and we can see those Ultras continuing to get picked away at. More bio coming forwards here, and you're going to be seeing Corruptors once again setting up to see just what else might happen. A couple of Corruptors going down. There's an Ultras going down as well. An intense first game of the day, guys. 20 minutes in, and Namshar and Clem are going at each other's throats so far. It's been one heck of a back and forth game as well. Great TVZ to get us started. This is why we picked this match. Probably one of the best in the round of 64. Probably one of the only round of 64 matches still ongoing. There's a couple more tanks. We'll siege up just a bit further forwards. Another sniper to get rid of a Corruptor or so in the center. Command center, the bottom right hand side, is having trouble kind of landing because of that burrowed Zerglin. As you are going to see Ghosts working their way through more creep tumors. And I mean, this game is crazy because it could end at a moment's notice. One bad fight either way, and the other guy will just steamroll onwards. But at the same time, they could keep on picking away at each other, and this could go on for another you know, 20 minutes. It really could. Corruptor's going down. I mean, Blackpink is a large enough map for that to happen. Lone Zergling here is going to be taken down by SCVs. Oh, some Marines up here, not in a great position. They do get picked up. Namshar just going to reproduce some lings. Nice snipe again, just trading energy for units, getting that queen. And the snipes are good as well, because even if a couple of snipes come down here and there, okay, the units get transfused up. But that transfusion is... that transfusion obviously drains the energy for more important stages of this. But here we go, the Viper's starting to abduct those Liberators. That's been important throughout this so far, as we do see... Well, actually, the Vipers get cleaned up very quickly, and Clem continue to push his way through this. Again, we do just see this army of Clem looking very, very powerful throughout. I think Bane Ultra getting set up, and there's the Broodlords. God, I mentioned this Spire and the potential for Greater Spire how long ago? Like, it feels like 5 minutes ago at least, if not more. Now there's going to be finally seeing some Broodlords coming in. I mean, that will maybe start to make a bit of a difference here, just in terms of what exactly Clem needs to deal with this army. Small amount of bio will find some drones and will also work his way through this hatchery. Clem is continuing to push this position. Back at home, he doesn't have a lot to defend from these lings, which are running by in towards his base, and so there is going to be a few of them getting through, and a tank already going down, another tank on the high ground. Now this is going to be a lot of damage dealt here, and Clem is actually starting to be forced back by a very small attack overall. He's actually going to move back forwards and retake this position. His reinforcements in the end were able to mostly deal with that, but nice little run by lings for a tank or two is always a big benefit. Namshar, 10 more drones, really just rebuilding his economy here yet again. He holds the top left-hand base as Clem is about to hold his bottom right. He needs to actually land this CC. I don't know why he didn't actually land this yet, because obviously he did set himself up into a position while he was cleaning out that Zergling. Maybe he just thought he'd landed it and then didn't actually land. A lot going on in this game right now. And see these lives just going to sit here and fire away, get rid of a few of the Broodlings that are starting to drop down. Obviously snipes are one of the scary things here that can get rid of Broodlords so easily as well. There's only 2 Ultras now in this army, so from what's been a lot of Ultras, now there's only a couple, and that means the Ghosts have a lot more to spend their snipes on. Love to switch into what is actually just a lot more Banelings here as this Liberator picks up a bunch of kills. The Banes are very good at dealing with Ghosts, because one thing Ghosts can't do is to get rid of Banes very easily, and they do take a lot of damage from Banes. One thing the Ghosts do struggle with a little bit is just getting themselves the ability to snipe without the Broodlings dropping on them and cancelling the snipes. Queen runs in towards Liberator fire, never going to be too pretty. Still, this Liberator up here is having a time of its life. 6 kills, I thought it was a couple more, because he had 14 drones dead in the production. Well, on the side of our screen. Now 5 Vikings being made at a time as Clem also with +2 ship weapons, really engaging in the late game TVZ here. It's going to be an early exit from today's GO4SC2 from one of these guys, but you cannot say that they fought hard for it. The 6-7 drones going down, just a few Marines stepping into this mineral line. And guess where that's where some of that damage is coming from. Namshar not paying attention for just a second. A couple of snipes coming down alongside that scan, is able to get the Ultra low again, keeps the transfuses of the Queens pretty much drained. And that Ultra Nelly running forwards once again, loses his vision just there. We'll get one snipe off again. Well, that'll be that, and it'll just be a transfuse to bring him back up to health. Marines are going proc back down again. We're back and forth here. Just seeing what else they can do once again. Ooh, Ghost getting actually hit by siege tanks there due to the Broodlings. I mean, that's one of the bigger issues. A nice cloak as he runs away is obviously a big deal, but now some Vikings going down. Army control mistakes by Clem, but I mean, that's exactly what you're looking to force on either side here. Resources lost at this stage of the game, 44k for Namshar, 33k for Clem, so it's important that Namshar either starts to mine more efficiently or starts to mine some of the bases on this map that Clem is not going to mine, such as this one here. Maybe even taking this one up here. He's going to arrive on this base just as it starts to build, so Lings will get rid of this SCV and instant cancel. Clem struggling to find a base past this one. Obviously, I think this base becomes the next most natural expansion for him, with the way that he's still focused on pushing down this side of the map after so long in this game, honestly. And he's been pushing in this direction for how long now? I don't even really know, like 5-10 minutes? Corruptors coming forwards here. Vikings back away yet again, back and forth from either player as we see the Corruptors coming through. There's the snipes. That'll be one Corruptor going down. There's maybe the chance to get a Broodlord here, but the transfuse is good. But no, it's on the wrong Broodlord, so Broodlord does fall. As we're finally going to see maybe this hatchery falling. Namshar's been trying to protect it. There's another Brood going down. Transfuses are just not there at the moment. Clem has the bank at the moment as well. Namshar, without any gas in the bank at all, The scan up top will reveal this hatchery coming down, so Clem knows about that. And is it a time in the game for him to kind of focus on maybe dropping something up there? His army isn't really droppable though. He's got 1 Marauder and 16 Marines, and beyond that 10 tanks, 7 libs, 15 Vikings, 17 ghosts. This is not the sort of army that just runs around the map counterattacking, etc. As we're going to see these Lings, Corruptors, and its Banes as well. I mean, it's a big counterattack from the Zerg, and finally Clem, well, he's killed this base, and so he's done. He's done with this push down this side. Why keep pushing? This base is mining out, 54 gas left on it. There's no importance to the south side anymore. And one thing that is important to the south side is that obviously Clem would be able to kind of protect his own bases by coming down the south side. But now he can push up the north side. And by pushing up the north side, these ghosts need to be careful about those Banes. But they are taking some Banes down with them as they go. I mean, moving up to the north side, the issue is now Namshar can attack through the south. So Clem has to start giving up economy here. And what does he actually do? Does he actually just give up these bases? Or does he do, you know, what does he actually go for? Because there's bases up here which are just mining away so happily. It looks as though Clem is like, okay, you're going to get rid of some of my eco, I'll get rid of some of yours. Clem does have a bank to work with still, and that's worth noticing. You know, it's still a very important feature in this that one of these players has a bank to work with right now. If this does become a bit of a I take your base, you take mine scenario, obviously as Clem pushes through and focuses on the top side of the map, he can also take this base as well. And Namshar has to start holding his own bases up here because there isn't many bases he can take down there. He just EMP'd his own ghosts. I'm not sure what the heck that was about, but he did just throw a bunch of EMPs down on his own ghosts. I really actually have no explanation for that. I caught the tail end of it. Couple of Lings on that CC. Again, Namshar with Lings running around trying to get something done. 27 minutes in game here for our first game of the day. Tanks and Libs are set up in position to defend against the army running in. Lings do run by, and they're going to find themselves, well, Ghost should be able to cloak if Clem's paying attention in time. He is not, though. Marines are just going down as well. Reinforcements are getting massacred. Viking count is very good now, though. There's no infestors here from Namshar. I can't help but feel that maybe that's something which he really is just lacking, as the Viking count is going huge in the skies. The Corruptors are not really able to stand up against this. The Transfusions coming down where they can. The Queen's even trying to help fight, but just not finding enough so far. Sling run by is still causing issues, but now the Marines have gathered up together, it will have a bit of a better time. This CC coming up top as well. This orbital is also floated over here. I mean, this base now is available for Clem as well as he scans down south. There's that base which he spent so long trying to shut down earlier. Not much left on it, about 2,000 minerals, obviously a lot of gas, 3k there. That's one thing Namshar can utilize, but he hasn't got that much at all in the bank in anything. Not many minerals, not much gas. Some Vikings wander forwards, and well, the Viking can's actually taking a couple of shots, but as some snipes come in, the Corruptors will take some heavy hits as well. So the Queens on the ground are also helping against these Vikings, just picking away at them here and there. Now this base is under fire also. Still a few Marines up top as well. The drones are starting to go down on this base. The Ghosts are looking for themselves a chance to snipe perhaps. Corruptors are committing forwards. The Ghosts pulling all the way back, coming forwards again. Once the snipes on the Corruptors ASAP, he will get a few of them down as the Liberators are starting to die though. The Ghosts are disappearing, but at the same time, Namshar's army is almost non-existent now. These tanks will unsiege to stop the friendly fire, and Marines sim under Broodlords with nothing to protect them. There's only Corruptors left here, and I think Namshar is not going to have an answer. 30 minutes in game, and it seems as though Clem has broken through. Clem looks as though he's going to be able to do this. I mean, all of a sudden, Namshar's army just disappeared. I don't even really know where. I mean, a lot of it was counterattacking, going down. A lot of it up to this top side, I guess, just going down to the siege tank fire, etc. It's just scary watching all those ghosts being run into with Banes. Now you see a lot of just pure Marine. I mean, this is it. Back to Marines at the moment, because Clem doesn't have the time or the money to really build in towards the proper army that he had before, but neither does Namshar. Namshar right now is relying on a whole bunch of Corruptors, which obviously don't really have a chance to become Broods. Okay, you're going to kill these Vikings in the sky, and then what? Some snipes will get some kills right away here, and these are Namshar's last few units. GG is called just shy of 30 minutes in game, and Clem will take the victory to move